Hey fellow aviators! Flight simulation has come a really long way. Most of the flight simulators we see today were completely different on their initial release. In today's video, we'll time travel to the past, to check out the earliest versions of the most popular PC and mobile flight simulators. Let's begin. We usually start with mobile flight simulators, but today we're going to follow the release order, and obviously mobile flight sims did not exist until early 2010s. We'll start in 1982 with the release of the first Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let's try regular flight mode. Okay, so we can already see some terrain, a building I suppose, plain blue sky, and lots of instruments that are actually pretty detailed. Look at that, we even have a transponder set. Anyway, let's try to take off. Whoa, so I have no idea what's happening right now. I mean, we're moving to the left, I guess. Is this water? Splash? Hey, that's not fair, I did not see any water until now. Alright, what if we try to depart straight out? Splash again? Why? There was no water. Oh wow, another building. Can we get closer to it? Jeez, stop with the splashes. Okay, let's try again. Oh, so that's how you take off. Wait, so this black thing is not a building? I have no idea what's happening below, to be fair. But we're flying and that is good. Is that water again? Why did it just suddenly appear? What is this, a flood? Well, you know what, I'm going to be honest with you. This was probably really good for the first time it was released at. But it's pretty hard to understand for us, so that's why let's skip 11 more years to see Microsoft Flight Simulator version 5. Now that is really cool. The sound is pretty interesting too. Okay, that was a bad takeoff. But we're flying! And just look at the environment, that looks nice. Okay, what if we crash though? Lol, it just bounced off water. Wow, is that broken glass? Anyway, guess what? Fun doesn't end here, because we can actually even change our location. Let's go to Germany, for example. Nice. We can even change the weather. Let's set the lowest visibility possible. Holy, did you just see that? We just saw an animation of weather getting worse. I know it's pretty basic, but that does not happen in some of the modern flight sims even. Let's now set winter, dusk, and choose different plane. For example, Learjet. Beautiful. You know what? That was actually really fun. Let's now go to 1999 to see X-Plane 5, one of the earliest versions of X-Plane. For the record, the newest one is X-Plane 12. First of all, why does it do that? Is it stupid? Okay, jokes aside, the menu is pretty cool. There are tons of weather customizations available, like in a modern flight sim, wide selection of airports, and many planes too actually. Now, one important thing to note is that we're in demo mode, and joystick will disconnect after 5 minutes of flying, lol. Before we start, I want to show you features I really like here. We can have a special takeoff, flight, and approach. We can even set planet to Mars, but we'll get to that later. Oh, we even have some pilots talking to ATC in the background. That's really cool. Let's fly this beautiful A320. And you know what? I would say this is a fine terrain for a flight sim that is currently 25 years old. Okay, let's maybe play with the weather now. I really like how setting time to dusk changes the cockpit lights and the selection panel too. That is really detailed. We can set meteor shower density, but I guess it only works in space. What about zero visibility? Wow. What if precipitation and thunderstorms to maximum? Okay, it just got really dark. And we can also see some particles flying. Let's add severe turbulence. What we haven't done yet is an actual landing, so let's get to it. Let's see the replay. Yeah, it's not perfect, but could be much worse, since I actually play this with just a mouse. And last thing we should absolutely do is visit Mars. What makes this even better is that we even have special aircraft for that, called Mars Jet. And it even has JATO. And we are up. First plane to crash on Mars. Oh, come on, not even a single crash animation. Anyway, I think this is really fun. Though unfortunately, unless you have a very old disc with that game, you can't really play a full version. And by the way, flying to Mars was removed from the sim after version 9. Now, we'll head to the modern times for mobile flight simulation. It is 2013, and the first version of Infinite Flight gets released. Get ready, it is incredibly different to the Infinite Flight we know today. First of all, the menu has absolutely nothing to do with the newest one. I mean, just look at that. I'm not gonna lie when I say I even like it more than the modern one. In this version, we already had quite a large selection of airplanes, with many of them being locked behind a paywall of course, but still, a few good planes available for free. It is important to say that most of these planes are still free to this day. The only things that changed are that 787 is no longer available for free, and the Space Shuttle is gone. Some aircraft were apparently available for free download, but we obviously can no longer install them. Oh, also, not many planes had 3D cockpits implemented back then. We could also request a new aircraft, but that button no longer works too, of course. Here we can only start from San Francisco, with other airports either being paid or downloadable only. Weather settings are pretty much the same. The only change is that nowadays we can change cloud settings. Time settings are simple presets. In new versions we can choose actual time in hours and minutes, and even seasons. Now, let's get to actual flying. I spawned an A321 and that looks like FSX for mobile. The graphics were very different, which is nothing new for us in this video. Buttons are really different nowadays as well. They're like minimalistic now. This Cessna has a great 3D cockpit. I also want to show you another thing we discussed in a previous video, the water textures. Just look at that. I don't know about you, but I definitely prefer this to the water we have today. Here's how CRJ200 looks inside and outside. That is really interesting for sure. Anyway, Infinite Flight was pretty cool in 2013. It is obviously 1000 times better now, but this is still high quality for a new flight simulator. We're now in 2017, and this is Turboprop Flight Simulator, version 1.04, one of the earliest versions of this flight simulator. People who watched my channel in the past know that I've already tried it a few years ago. The menu background is different. Here we have the legendary C400 instead of MC400 like now. We can see graphical issues. The settings panel lacks lots of options we have today. Ads page is pretty different. Plane viewer mode is same, though it only shows this free version of C400, since these are the earliest planes, the only ones available in the old versions. HC400 is ridiculously bright. This is way before the glossy effect was added. Oh, and guess what? There is no soft lock we have now in the free flight mode. We can't enter this mode unless we complete the first, apparently mandatory missions. Okay, now, let's finally check out the free flight menu. And just look at that. It is incredibly different from the menu we had in newer versions. Only the C400 and its variants, a few presets, and just the main island airports, as Archipelago did not exist yet. No vehicles or AI traffic too, obviously. So, what else? Well, the pause menu has no map, the controls are squares instead of circles, airports keep flashing, water is much less realistic, and the ground is pixelated. That is an issue that we had for quite a long time until it eventually got fixed. I mean, we can literally see how the ground textures are loading. But the thing that amazed me the most is this. What is that? We basically just fell out of TFS world. And trust me, the longer you fall, the more ridiculous the textures get. Incredible. Other than that, there is really nothing else to compare. Pretty fun, broken version of TFS. So, that is enough nostalgia for this video. Don't forget to tell me which flight simulator's first version you'd like to play. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to hit the like button. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.